House of Simurgh, Episode 7, Rostam and Rakhsh. The meeting of hero and horse. There are moments when destiny reveals itself not through kings or battles, but through a meeting that changes history. This is the story of how Rostam found the companion who would carry him into legend. Across the plains of Zabulistan, a wild colt had become the source of endless rumors. Larger than any horse of his age, stronger than any stallion in the royal herds, swift as the desert wind. No rider could master him. No rope could hold him. Throughout the kingdom, people called him the demon horse. Many warriors attempted to tame the beast. Each failed. The colt threw riders from his back, shattered ropes, leaped barriers, and vanished into the mountains before anyone could stop him. With every failed attempt, his legend grew. At the court of Sam, travelers and horse breeders brought news of the mysterious animal. Rostam listened carefully. Beside him stood his father, Zal. The tale stirred something deep within the young hero. At last he turned to Zal and said, "I wish to see this horse." Zal smiled. "Then let us find him." Together they traveled across Zabulistan with the royal horse masters. They visited the finest stables in the kingdom. Breeders proudly presented magnificent stallions, swift racers, powerful war horses, beautiful horses of every color. Yet each time, Rostam simply shook his head. No. The horse masters were astonished. Never before had anyone rejected so many noble animals. At last, an elderly breeder led them to a remote valley beneath the mountains. There he told an ancient tale. Years earlier, a mysterious mare had appeared from the highlands. After giving birth to a colt, she vanished and was never seen again. The colt remained, growing larger and stronger with every passing year. The old breeder lowered his voice. "The elders say he was born for a hero not yet revealed." As the sun began to sink, a distant thunder rolled across the valley. The ground trembled. Dust rose beyond the hills. Then the colt appeared. Massive, powerful, magnificent. His black coat shone like polished obsidian. His mane flew like a storm cloud. His eyes burned with untamed spirit. The demon horse had arrived. Several riders rushed forward. They cast ropes. The colt broke free. Others attempted to surround him. He burst through their ranks. One warrior managed to mount him. An instant later he was thrown to the ground. Again and again the riders failed. The valley erupted into chaos. Even the kingdom's finest horse masters could do nothing. Watching from nearby, Zal frowned. The animal seemed unlike any horse he had ever seen. For a moment, even he wondered if the challenge might be too dangerous. Then Rostam stepped forward. The shouting faded. The valley became silent. For the first time, the colt stood still. Horse and hero stared into one another's eyes, as though each recognized something long awaited, something destined. Slowly, Rostam approached. The horse did not retreat. He did not charge. He did not resist. Rostam reached out and placed his hand upon the animal's neck. The great colt lowered his head and accepted him. A gasp spread through the crowd. No one had ever witnessed such a thing. Rostam mounted the horse. For a heartbeat, all was still. Then they exploded into motion. Together they raced across valleys and rivers, over rocky hills and mountain ridges. faster than the wind, fearless and free. This was no struggle. It was the birth of a partnership, hero and steed moving as one. As evening approached, Rostam finally returned. The horse's coat flashed brilliantly beneath the setting sun, like lightning dancing across a storm-filled sky. The gathered crowd watched in amazement. Rostam smiled and declared, "His name shall be Rakhsh, the Shining One," a name destined to become legendary. Zal looked proudly upon his son, for he understood what had happened that day. Rostam had not merely found a horse. He had found the companion fate had chosen for him. From that day forward, Rostam and Rakhsh were never truly apart. Together they would face lions, monsters, sorcerers, kings, and armies. Their names would echo throughout Persia and beyond. But their greatest adventures had only begun. Beyond the mountains, destiny was already preparing Rostam's next challenge. A test of courage that would prove he was ready to walk the path of heroes. Next episode: Rostam's first hunt.